In a world where there are too many comic books to keep up with, one podcast has the stones to bring you all of your comic book needs. Week by week. Book by book. One epic show. You are now tuned in to Nerd Church Radio. Oh yeah!
Beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
All right, hello and welcome to Nerd Church Radio DC Mass, episode number 49. I'm your host, Ben Dupé.
I'm Travis Roseberry. I'm Bradley Butan.
And we are your comic book overlords. So what do you guys think?
Listen, that's new sick tunes, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sick tunes. So I got to thank someone for that. If you head on over to Fiverr.com, there's a user on there by the name of Matt PJG, and he will make custom electronic music. He made something. He said he had me send him a couple songs that I wanted as a reference point, and then he made something. Wasn't quite how I wanted it. I wanted it to be a little more like dubsteppy, and it was more high energy. So I sent it back for revision. The second one he got me was exactly how I wanted it. It was perfect, and I loved it. So if you guys need projects done for your podcast as far as electronic music, head over to fiverr.com/MattPJG.
Nice. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, but what did you think of the samples?
I liked it. It's awesome. All the favorite cartoons that I grew up with, so awesome. I love it.
They were the Aquaman one. It's like, I think we're going to call you Aquaman. He's like, I don't like it. And the Green Lantern's like, Aquaman it is. So, yeah, I like that.
Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to us.
Yeah, it's been a year, I guess, since we recorded. Like a year ago today, Brad and I sat down in my apartment and recorded our first episode. I think it went up a little after that because I spent a few days editing. But right around now, man, we're at like a year for the podcast. So that's pretty crazy. Time is a son of a bitch. It just flies on by. So
well, happy birthday, boys.
yeah. So I am super sore. I've been painting and reaching up on those high points near the ceiling, painting those. I did all of it in a day and a half, probably. It's probably collectively like 6 hours to paint this room. So it wasn't terrible, though. I mean, it really. I was surprised it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. And I've been watching all the old Netflix Marvel shows while I paint and stuff. So
nice.
I'm trying to get a feel for my hierarchy and understand which one I like the best. And I think Jessica Jones is where I land for my favorite, just because her and I are very like souls. It's like we don't give a crap what anyone thinks about us. And she's an alcoholic. I'm a recovering drug addict. And she's just a badass, man. Leather jacket wearing, just total rock and roll type badass. So I don't know. I think she's my favorite. But Daredevil season 1's a close second. So
I think that's probably they're all good.
And Purple Man too is what put her over the edge for the top. That actor is just fantastic.
Oh,
so.
Man.
I really want to go back and watch him in Doctor Who. So
so good.
Yeah, so that's been my week. Has just been Marvel, Netflix, and packing to move and painting and stuff like that. And first week back in school. Travis, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just been running around like a person with their hair on fire. But other than that,
thought you were going to go with chicken with their head cut off.
No, got to change it up a little bit. Come on.
Sure. Hey, whatever.
Getting rid of those frosted tips, right?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like a
1990s called.
Like a parallax with its origin cut off. Like that. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I had to.
No.
Okay. So what have you been up to, man?
Not a whole lot.
How's the kid?
He's doing fine.
Getting into some mischief, I see on Facebook.
My goodness, he's crawling, little army crawl style.
Yeah.
The other day I had my very first dad moment. We're sitting there and he's crawling around the floor, and then everything got quiet. And he's like, wait, what? Where are you? Wait, get out of there! Get out! No.
He looks like a soldier in Vietnam, just crawling through the trenches.
He's seen things, man.
Yeah. keep your socks dry, baby,
exactly.
Travis. Yeah. All right. So how you doing, Brad?
Oh, pretty good. It was a pretty. Last week was long. My 5-year-old started kindergarten. That was. I think I cried more than my wife, I'm sure. My 14-year-old started high school.
You cried some more.
No, that was
Okay.
Tears of Joy.
More time away from the house.
Right. Well, that and homework. Oh my gosh, homework was like
Then you cried
gosh.
everywhere.
You've got
whole
kids'
week of crap.
homework and your homework, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
homeworked out.
Yeah, but my end of my college is almost done. So
Same here, man. I graduate in the spring. So
yeah,
Good
Very,
job,
very
guys. You're
excited.
almost
December.
there. You're almost there.
Educated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Good work.
Well, you can quit this podcast and go work on Wall Street or something.
We'll
so.
make money.
I don't know.
No.
I
Why
don't
would
know
we
what-
do that?
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to do that.
This is the important thing.
This is what brings in the big bucks.
Yeah,
Right.
The pod.
exactly.
Someone once told me we were joking about that, and someone said, yeah, they just back a dump truck full of cash up to my driveway every week. That's the best
Yep.
way to do it. So, okay, cool. So we are a DC Comics fan podcast. We do talk about other things. So if you're not okay with that, then go away. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But we do get off topic and take time to get into our topic. So we generally do only cover DC comic books, the weekly releases. We did some retro stuff last week, on Communion that we recorded yesterday. We talked about Identity Crisis and an old Zatanna book,
cool.
and I was supposed to do a retro book, but I was just too busy, so I didn't
Yeah.
get it done. We do that. We are a spoiler podcast, so generally we do spoil the crap out of these comic books, everything from plot beats to character developments to all that stuff. If you want to find us on social media, we can be found everywhere at Nerd Church Radio. We do also have a Patreon where you can help us keep the mics on. That is located at patreon.com/nerdchurchradio. At that site, you can donate to us on a monthly basis. Just a small amount helps. And if you can't donate on a monthly basis, but you just want to help us out once, just do it through PayPal, nerdchurchradio@gmail.com. You can also email questions, comments, and just anger in general to nerdchurchradio@gmail.com because everyone else is doing it. I do want to reach out to Kamikaze this week. This is a comic shop in Boston, and I actually won something for the first. I think this is the first contest I've ever won before, but my brother lives out in Boston, and I've been to this comic shop. They're amazing. They have the most toys I've ever seen in a comic shop in my life. But they had a contest where it was one of those like this photo, share it, and send it to a friend, and you're entered into a contest. So I won the 2 prequel episodes to Infinity Gauntlet, which were Thanos Quest.
Oh, cool.
They're actually pretty $high comics, so I was pretty excited. So
Sweet.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that was
That's
cool.
awesome.
They're gonna mail. Actually, my brother went and picked them up, and he's gonna either
Sweet.
keep them for himself or mail them out to me, whichever he feels like. I
My
guess. So.
my wife fell asleep through Guardians of the Galaxy 2 last night.
Wow, that's a hard movie to fall asleep through. I
know.
Think, so. Wow, that sucks, man.
I know.
How far did she get?
She didn't pay any attention. She was too busy playing some stupid game on her phone.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that'll happen. So,
Yeah. Next thing I look over and she's out. I'm like, well, okay.
speaking of emailing us too, you can contact us at our listener line if you want to leave a voicemail for us. We might play it on the show. That's 641-715-3900, extension number 345703. And with that, we have a lot of news to cover and then some comic books, so we're going to jump right in. All right, so this week for news, I have quite a bit to cover. We covered all of it on the DC Communion show, so you can head over to that and listen to us cover it there. But we got a new group of people, and I am anxious to hear their opinions on all of these matters and things and the happy haps and
The
whatnot,
such and the
stuffs
whatnots.
and the
Yeah.
things. And so the first stuffs is the Batman movie. Matt Reeves came out and said it's not part of DC continuity, extended universe. He said, I was told when I started this project, this is not part of the DC extended universe continuity. He waited 3 days and then came back on Twitter and said, no, what I meant was it's part of the extended universe continuity, but it's its own thing. So it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy versus the rest of the Marvel universe,
Nice.
where it's still part of that universe, but it's so far separated that they don't have to drop 20 freaking Easter eggs in the movie.
Sure.
They can just make a Batman movie.
Cool.
Is it going to be still Batfleck, or is it?
Yep,
Yeah,
it is
really?
still Batfleck. Yeah, so
Huh.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need a Batman movie that.
I mean, timeline wise, I was kind of thinking you were going to say that you were going to go back in time, like year one kind of thing. You can't really do that with Batfleck because he's older.
And I don't think they are going to do that. I mean, I don't know for sure. They very well could de-age him and stuff with makeup and special effects. But
that's too much, though.
I do think they're going to pick it up from current continuity.
Yeah.
So that no really huge story there. Actually, nothing there has changed. It was just the internet freaked out a little bit because he phrased it the wrong way. So one thing that
put
is
the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable
Oh.
and screwed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So, Joker origin movie is happening. It's
Martin
it's being-
Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese is producing it. It's going to go back to the 80s, that's like Scorsese classic. I mean, classic 80s crime movie. But the big thing here is A, it's not part of the DC extended universe, and B, they are not using Jared Leto's Joker, which I'm actually okay with both of those. DC has a very rich history in making Elseworld stories, like Red Sun Superman, Gotham by Gaslight. I mean, and I think doing that in the movies is fine. If we come out of it, the thing I'm more worried about is like Joker is someone I don't need to. I don't want to know his origin. That was the thing that was so cool about Dark Knight was like he told different versions of his origin, so you knew he was lying.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to know where he comes from. I don't want to empathize with him.
Sure.
Because he's an evil person. He'll shoot a child. That's how evil he is. So it's not someone you really want to empathize with or know where they come from. You just want them to be this like embodiment of evil.
Mm-hmm. But Scorsese's very, and hopefully he puts his stamp because he's very good at just messing with people's minds in his movies too.
Was it Scorsese that did The Departure?
The Departed,
yes.
Departed, sorry.
Yeah, so
I like that movie. I hope he has that
Yeah.
feel. That's very mob boss, which I envision the Joker a lot
and,
like.
and,
So
and I'm okay
Yeah,
with
totally.
the Joker origin movie as long as he's already the Joker. But like Ben, I don't want to know how he became the Joker. Just start him as the Joker.
Yeah.
Just, as Red Hood or something
Hood,
like
yeah.
that.
that would be.
Yeah, totally. I agree. So I don't know. And Scorsese is not directing. He's just
Right.
producing, and he's going to be kind of like an advisory role on it. So
that's good.
they got another director. I forget who it was now.
I know, I read
He's
that
done
too.
something else.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that's not the only Joker movie that got announced, though. They also announced they're doing a Joker and Harley Quinn movie with Jared Leto's Joker and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. So this is going to be like Hot Topic commercial galore,
Oh,
just
yeah, jeez.
like everywhere. So
You're not going to be able to find white makeup anywhere.
oh god, yeah. I'm not a fan of this because
Yeah.
as much as I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn,
Oh, yeah.
I equally
dislike
hate Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Well, I hate Jared Leto just generally, but I don't like him as Joker, and I
Yeah.
don't like the tattoos. I don't like the grill in
No.
his teeth.
I don't either.
I mean, to me, Joker should be like classy, kind of like dapper evil. You
Yeah.
know, like the New 52 Greg Capullo Joker was like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know about
I don't
all
know.
that.
I disagree. I like Leto as Joker.
Really?
I do. But I also
and a lot of people do.
But I also don't want to see the. I mean, I'm not excited for a Joker Harley Quinn movie. I mean, they brought him in wrong. The Joker had really they should have done Suicide Squad without the Joker, and they should have just built it from there. They should have him just, or if they had him, just show him as a cameo and let it alone.
Well, I mean, he did an all right job. Like, just his
I didn't
mannerism
like his,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that was
That
what
was
I was just about
okay.
to say. His mannerisms.
I
didn't
kind of
like.
liked it, but yeah, the makeup, the tattoos across the foreheads, and the grill. That's not the Joker. That's not even anywhere close.
Like the Joker to me is just not a vain person, and he's not vain enough to like get a bunch of tattoos. I mean, coming from the guy who's covered in them, but like that's an appearance thing that like I care about how I look, and I want to get tattoos because I think they look cool. Or that's one of the reasons. So, like, I just can't see Joker making that decision. Like, it would look really cool to get "ha ha ha" tattooed on my chest.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem like the type to do that. I don't know. To me, anyway. But like, everyone has different definitions of the Joker.
Yeah,
so
and I
it's
think
like,
that's why he's such a popular character.
yeah, totally. So, Joker is coming back. Jared Leto's Joker is coming back also in Suicide Squad 2 and Gotham City Sirens. And that's another thing that they are not putting these on the back burner. These are somehow a part of this enormous slate we have as well.
Man, they're just gonna flood it. I'm worried.
We're gonna get way too many films. I
Yeah.
think. I mean,
when are they going to do that? Because at one
everything-
time I saw like there's a Cyborg movie that's supposed to be like 4 years out and so on and so forth, but then they shrink that timetable down.
yeah. So let's just hash this out right now. We have
Yeah.
Cyborg, we have Flashpoint, we have Justice League 2, Gotham
Superman.
City Sirens, Man of Steel 2, apparently,
Batgirl.
Yeah.
Batgirl,
And Nightwing.
Joker and Harley Quinn, Nightwing, the Joker origin film,
Batman.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Batman, and there's more. I know. Aquaman,
Wonder Woman 2.
Wonder Woman 2. So that's 12 movies just off the top of my head, and they're all supposed to happen in the next 4 years. So that's 3 movies a year.
You know,
I mean, I just can't. I don't know, man.
if you're gonna do, if you're and with that, they're focusing a lot on the Bat family. Then focus on the Bat family. We as do Birds of Prey instead of Gotham, or Birds of Prey versus Gotham City Sirens, or something like that.
Yeah, man, it just seems like a lot to take
man.
on. Like, it just seems like they're trying really hard to put a lot on the docket. And people already are having a hard time with DC films, and I think you're only hurting matters by flooding the market. I think, like, take time, make a couple really, really well done films, and create like a demand for your supply before you just, because right now there's not a huge demand for it.
Nope.
Yeah, they're putting a good name on there, and that's it.
They're trying to do a Me Too situation with Marvel, so it's
I mean,
it is what it is.
Man, please don't put out 3 or 4 movies in a year, 2 at the max.
Yeah. I mean,
You
2
know?
is a good place to start, I think.
Yeah.
Marvel started at 1, I think,
Yeah.
and then they moved their way up to 2, and now we're up to 3. But that happened over the course of like a decade, you know. So, but there is good news for DC films. Wonder Woman passes the $800 million mark. This makes it
Awesome.
the 6th highest growing superhero movie domestically, 11th highest worldwide, and will soon take the number 10 spot, beating out 2002's Spider-Man, which grossed $821.7 million.
And James Cameron can suck it.
Yeah, and it's all. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, 1 second on that. But it's also the biggest summer movie. And Wonder Woman 2's release date is December 13th, 2009. And James Cameron did make some comments that, like, the fact that she's pretty and also strong is degrading to women or something. And his movies are better because Sarah Connor wasn't a supermodel and she kicked ass. And it's like, that's kind of like a really shitty thing to say, because it's like, she can look pretty and kick ass. You know, she doesn't have to look like a soldier in order to be a strong woman. You can have a supermodel looking girl that also kicks ass.
I don't know. I didn't think. I thought Sarah Connor was pretty good looking in Terminator 1, 2.
But she's not like supermodel
Right,
level.
but-
Like, I mean, she has a very different wardrobe than Wonder Woman's a very like
right.
supermodel-esque, like girly type figure. And Sarah Connor, or like, you know, from Alien, Riley from Alien. No, not Riley.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, that's
Right.
She was Riley?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I was thinking something else. Anyway, yeah, she was very much like a soldier too. She didn't wear skirts, or, you know, I mean, so yeah, that is what it is. More news for comics. 2 images from Doomsday Clock were released. The first one is a bunch of people holding signs that say the end is here.
Okay.
Very, very Watchmen looking sort of page. And then the second one is Travis's Boy in Blue, with another blue man in the background.
Ooh,
And it looks like his leg is being
Awesome.
taken apart by a bunch of clock pieces or
Yeah.
watch pieces.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see that one.
yeah. So they're really putting the watch in Watchmen. Okay.
I see what you did there.
Zing.
Oh, good job. Thumbs up, knuckle bump.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool though. I mean, we're all super excited for that. So,
Yeah.
what else? So Batman's new sidekick is called the Signal. That's Duke. His name is the Signal, and he looks like he put Wolverine and Batman in a blender, and that's what came out. It looks very much like Wolverine's costume mixed with Batman's. So. And then Tom King and Lee Weeks are reteaming up for the Batman Annual #2 coming out November 29th. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any news?
I have Star Wars: The Last Jedi comes out in 112 days, Justice League in 81, and 67 days for Thor Ragnarok.
All right. So cool. That's
it.
We're getting closer on all those, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting. You got any news, Travis?
Nope.
All right. Let's jump into some book reviews. All right, so book reviews this week. We are going to start things off with Detective Comics number 963, the only book that I'm reviewing this week on the show. So, we open up with a flashback of Tim Drake, Robin, and Spoiler hanging out, and Tim talking about how he wants to try saving the world in a different way, which this is kind of like a reminder for us about, right before he was killed, he was talking to Steph about how he wants to go back to college, and there's some special school he's been accepted into, and he wants to change the world in a legal, non-vigilante type way. So they're just kind of reminding us of how things sort of left off with Tim Drake. Then we jump to now, where Steph has left Batman's outcast group and is fighting crime with a person that's Anarchy. Yep, that's who she's fighting crime with. Steph and Anarchy are trying to help the people in Monster Town, which I guess this is the town of people that were affected on Night of the Monster Men by the monster virus. And Anarchy mentions to her about, like they're beating up goons and stuff, and kind of, I think they're collecting a vaccine. And Anarchy mentions to her about, he's telling her about his theories on how he plans to do things differently than the Batman. And he mentions to her, parents back in the day used to have chickenpox parties for the kids. And these were parties where one kid had chickenpox, so all the parents would bring their kids over to play with that one kid, so they'd all get chickenpox at a young age and develop, they wouldn't get sick from it, I guess, or develop
Antibodies.
Antibodies, yeah, sure. So then, sorry, I lost my spot. So all the while, Batman's watching all this unfold from the shadows, and that's just his thing. He follows people around, and Anarchy at the end shows her a camp he's created for the victims in Monster Town. And I think, from his chickenpox party type talk, I think he's planning on maybe trying to infect everyone with it and help them develop an immunity. That's what I was thinking, immunity. So, meanwhile, during all this, though, Batman is also busy with Dr. Victoria Lady trying to help cure Clayface. They're making him stay in Clayface form so they can measure how long it'll take for his moral center to go away. So basically, stay in Clayface form until you turn evil, and then we'll sedate you. And he's not having a good time with that. He's not really enjoying doing that at all. So yeah, that's all that happened in the issue. And it's going to be continued next time. So, did anyone else? You didn't read this, Travis? Did
I do.
You?
Yeah,
what did you think, Brad?
I like it. I really like the whole Clayface thing. I really like him on Batman's team.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't really know a lot about Anarchy, and I don't know if I missed something prior to this starting about Spoiler and him, how they got together or whatever. But so I was a little bit confused. But I mean, it was a good book.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought the artwork was really good, and I had a good time reading it. I'm liking the Clayface thing. I feel so bad for him. He's just such a mope, and it sucks to watch him go through this stuff. But I get it; they're trying to cure him, so I understand where they're coming from, or whatever. We're getting a little closer to Mr. Oz and finding out who he is, so I think we're getting closer to that day where Tim Drake gets released and reunited with Batman, or something happens on that.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll die, who knows. And I like Anarchy. He's a cool character to bring into this. I like the fact that they're only bringing one character in, and they're kind of focusing on a couple characters. The problem with this book has always been with me that there's just too many characters, and I really like that they're kind of focusing in on just a couple that we know really well because they've been there since the beginning, or since Rebirth started. So we do have a rating system here. I'll play that for you so you know what I'm talking about.
If a comic book is bad, we rate it as blasphemy. If the book is good, we give our blessing. If the book is not bad, not good, but just kind of meh, we rate it as stuck in purgatory. If the book is great, we rate it as holy. And if a comic book exceeds all standards of awesomeness, we rate that book as salvation.
All right, and I think I'm at a holy on this one. I thought it was a really fun book. I had a good time with it. What do you think, Brad?
This was definitely a Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay.
Honey Nut Cheerios book, and I would have to agree with Holy. Do you guys want to see Clayface get cured?
Yeah, I want to see him. I want to see him get to the point where he can control it more, and he can choose to become Clayface if he wants, but he can also just be Basil too.
Kind of like a Sandman from
good, sort of.
Only be a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what'd you rate this one?
A Holy.
Holy.
Yeah,
okay,
it was cool.
Very cool. All right, well, that's all we got in that, and we will move things on to our next book, which is Action Comics number 986.
Action Comics 986, Only Human. Lex Luthor is forced to face off against his teammate and former enemy, Superman, due to the mind tick that the machinist had infected him with. Because Lex's supersuit is based on apocalyptin/mother box technology, it can transform the person wearing it into a god with prolonged use. Which I didn't know. That was kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah, man, that was crazy when he started to turn into Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh shit.
Dark Side.
Dark. Yeah, I'm always mixing those two up.
Me too.
As their battle rages on, Superman hauls Lex into space to give him a chance to overpower the mind tick, or just a nice little breather in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
You hear it?
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't breathe in space and breather with the breathing. Okay.
Lex starts to take on the appearance of Darkseid and his powers. With this power of a god, Lex shoots Superman with a kryptonite dart that sends him spiraling back to Earth. Lex has a second of clarity and chooses to overpower the mind tick by giving into the mother box technology fully, so that he transforms from human to apocalyptin.
It's just activate everything.
Yeah,
all the guns.
All systems go. Yeah,
that was sweet.
And the mind tick with no longer have effect on him. With the tick deactivated, Lex removes the dart from Superman's chest and they safely recover. Back on the ground, the machinist ditches his mask and tries to blend in with all the other people on the ground. However, Superman and Lex are able to identify him, and, well, we really don't know what happens after that. They just kind of stop the story. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
As Lex rebuilds his supersuit back in his lab, he discovers a recorded image of a tattoo on one of the machinist's henchmen. It's a Z with a circle around it, which I was like, who cares about a Z? But then I was like, oh, I get it. Oz. Okay.
Z. Okay.
Mr. Oz steps out from a portal into Lex's lab, and through his abilities, somehow he deletes the recorded image of the tattoo, and he basically calls Luthor a simpleton and then blasts him with what looks to be heat vision. He tells Lex that he'll never be Superman, he'll never be good, and then he drops the mic and steps back through the portal and leaves Lex on the floor, all busted up, crying, whimpering on the lab floor. It was
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah. So the art is so far out there for me. I mean, it's very... I don't even know how to describe it, but I felt like I should have been chewing a piece of bubble gum that came with this stack of cards,
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It was very classic-y art or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, early 90s,
that
modern
stick of gum that was so sugary. And
it had powder all over it, so it would stick to the cards.
Oh,
yeah.
I never knew that's why they did it, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it lasted 10 seconds.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So... I actually gave this one a purgatory because I was expecting more out of it. It was kind of neat. I liked the idea behind it, but I don't find the machinist to be that big of a instigator or a bad guy. it kind of fell flat for me in a lot of places.
I really feel like this was here to like buy time,
Exactly.
and that we
That's
only
what it
got
was.
2 issues. So I mean, I wasn't expecting much from it.
No, but it's still I didn't like it. I mean, I'm waiting for what's next in the storyline.
I
so.
think this is what's going to turn Lex back bad because he's looking at that broken shield, the broken Superman.
I was trying to
you
find-
and Ariel think that I'm not. Lex is going to be an anti-hero. I think he's going to stay being good. I really do.
I hope so. I hope so.
I like him like this.
I like him. I like this character of his, but
Yeah,
I side with
he's-
Ariel.
I'm siding with Ariel too. He's going to go back bad.
You
It's
guys are
just-
going to see.
I don't understand. Like, I was trying to look for a deeper meaning because he like slashes that Superman symbol off of him, and he's sitting there on the floor, and he's like, he's like crying almost, like looking
Yeah.
at the shield. I was like, is there like in the negative space a word or a symbol? Because I keep thinking there's always something hidden when it comes to Oz. I don't see it.
Well,
I didn't get much out of it.
I
other
think
than
he's just pissed that his really nice suit that he can't rebuild has been ripped apart.
well, and then the look of worry on that last panel of him, he's like, "My God," you know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, something is clicking in him.
It's
Yeah.
a suit that he can't rebuild. I don't think like
You don't
he's
think it's
like,
deeper
oh
than
shit,
that?
you broke like this suit that's made of apocalyptic technology. I can't get another one. So, I mean, like that. I mean, to me, that's like that
Yeah,
would
that could
make
be.
him worry, like because that's been a big part of his identity was being that Superman with that suit. So you've taken that away from him now.
And what did you think of the whole Heat Vision Oz thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, don't make this Jor-El.
Because
Come on.
yeah,
I don't think it's Jor-El.
I hope. Yeah.
because we keep saying we think it's Ozymandias, and it's like I don't think he had powers. I think he was just
Right.
like super fast.
Ozymandias
and
had
smart.
powers. He was the
Well,
Superman of
He was like super fast and smart, but he didn't
and
have
super
like,
strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, but didn't know
Yeah.
Heat Vision though.
No, I don't think he had heat vision, but
So that's
again,
what's
you're
wrong.
in another universe now, and I mean,
Yeah,
he
that
was
could
a
be.
smart guy. I don't know. I don't know about that. I do know that he was like super fast, smart, and strong though.
Yeah.
So I don't know about heat vision. He didn't have heat vision that we know of. We never saw him use that.
Yeah.
So
True.
I mean, he
That's
never
true.
said I don't have heat vision.
Yeah.
So I don't.
that's what I do when I walk into a room. Hey guys, I don't have heat vision.
just an
They're like,
FYI.
all right.
Did you want
Okay.
you want a coffee or something, sir? I don't know why you're just
Hey,
walking
can
in
you warm
here.
up my
Yeah.
oatmeal?
Yeah,
I just
Microwave's over there.
wanted to make everyone aware.
just
Okay.
Out of politeness. So I gave this one a blessing, actually, a high blessing. I really enjoyed it. And I think, like, I'm a sucker for Mr. Oz.
Yeah.
So anytime he's, that gopher sticks his head out of the ground, I get a little bit excited. So, I enjoyed the little bit of, the mechanist or machinist or whatever.
yeah.
But I'm glad that it only lasted 1.5 issues. And that's what it
Yeah.
was. It was 1.5
Yeah.
issues. And the other
It was
half
just-
of the second issue was Mr. Oz.
Like the dialogue, I felt was very flat on everything. It's like, I am the machinist. I have a mind bug. I've infected you. Yes. Do you think it works? I don't know. It just was really, really flat. And like you said, it felt both issues.
Right.
It was just buying time. So that's why I say it's purgatory, because it's literally buying my
Hey
time.
man,
and
no,
time. So-
to each
Yeah.
their own. I'm
Yeah.
in a blessing, but
I thought the
we're
color was
always
amazing.
We're always pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if we're one rating away, we're always about the same. So
Yeah.
what did you think, Brad? Break that tie.
You know-
side with me. I'm the host. I can turn your mic
come
down.
to the dark side. We have cookies.
Actually, I was actually going to go blessing. I'm
Oh.
sorry, man. I really like the ending.
Looks like Bradley's mic stays on.
You're dead to me.
Oh.
No, I mean, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best action comics out there,
Yeah.
But
It was fine.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I really like the whole dark side thing with that Lex was kind of turning. I didn't get it at first, but then after I thought about it a little bit, but then the ending with when he's looking at the broken shield, and then when it says the next issue is Mr. Oz's true identity revealed.
Yeah.
So
I had to go get Brad his cup back. He left it over here, and I knew if I didn't do it now, I would forget. And I really want to keep it because I love that cup. But yeah, where'd you get that, man?
I stole it from my wife.
Okay, cool.
So
well,
I don't know where she got it.
just let me know when she's not going to be home. I'll head on over to her. What are we doing here? With the,
You're
with the, with
really
the
on topic here.
Yeah, we are far off.
I thought there was some kind of
joke.
joke here. He just jumps up in the middle of the show to go grab a cup. And says, what's going on?
Nope.
It's like,
just
is that a
wanted
cup
to,
of wrong right there?
Nope. Just wanted to give him his cup back. So, all right. Well, on that far disconnected note, we will move things on to Teen Titans number 11.
Flawless segue.
I know,
Right?
Speaking of separated, some of the members of the Teen Titans were separated this week. Yeah.
It's written by Percy and art by Pham. Aqualad is learning a lot about what his powers really can do. His teacher is the sadistic Black Manta, who actually happens to be his father as well. Black Manta teaches him to use his power like never before to defeat a giant man-eating octopus thing. Black Manta tricks him into opening a giant school to take the Black Pearl.
So cliche.
I know. Think of it as a power ring for the ocean.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. I need the Black Pearl.
Aqualad decides to fight back, but gets overwhelmed immediately. The rest of the Teen Titans show up and do absolutely nothing at all to further the story.
Pretty much, yeah.
They are there for just moral support for Aqualad.
You can do it.
Yeah. He defeats Black Manta and steals the ocean power ring. And then we have a weird individual at the end saying that he is perfect. And next there will be a tie-in for DC's Metal.
Yeah,
So-
they're watching Aqualad on a computer screen, and I don't know who this guy is. It looks like kind of a mohawk type thing.
Yeah.
And he's wearing aviator sunglasses, and he's watching the Teen Titans. And I love that they got Jackson a cake in the shape of a T. Like it's the little things that count, but that just made me chuckle. So yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I like the book. I actually paired this with... Are you ready for this, guys?
I'm gonna go on a limb and
Cheerios.
say Honey Nut Cheerios.
Which
Reese's
chocolate milk?
peanut butter Reese's peanut butter puffs.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes,
Breaking the tide a little bit here.
that's right. I'm trying
Get it, the
something
tide,
new.
because
I see what you did there.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really good. And I'm not just talking about the cereal.
Aqualad. Okay. So what, the comic then? Or
Yeah, the comic
the
is
milk?
good. I would milk is
The
milk is
spoon
good.
was good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
You know,
So salty,
it's
this one.
it's
Get it?
that's the water. Come on.
He's all washed up. Let's get done with this.
Oh man.
The power ring thing. It was just it's out there. It's a Saturday morning cartoon, which I read on Sunday.
It's drawn like one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's very much
very-
drawn like Young
yeah.
Justice. or
Um,
something. I love the fact that Beast Boy turns into a whale and a shark in this one.
right.
And
So tell me this: in continuity, how old is Starfire? Because that's really confusing. Because
I know.
in another book earlier on, she was Dick's boy or girlfriend,
Right.
And then
wait, what book was that?
That was Titans. Like,
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, she's not in Titans.
Yeah.
No.
No, it was for like it was like
It was like
months
a time,
ago.
Yeah, it was a time when wasn't it when they
It
did
was
their
very short.
tie-in thing?
Yeah, yeah.
When there was the
She
the
looks
Justice
pretty
League.
old here.
She looks like she's probably the
I
oldest.
mean, and
one
she's
out
the
of
one
them.
who's kind of fighting Damien for the leadership right now of
Right.
the group, which, I mean, why is he the leader? He is the youngest
because
Teen
he's
Titan.
Robin and he's from the Batman family.
He's
Yeah.
a dick. That's why.
He's not Dick.
He's
He
not.
is
Dick.
not.
a
He's,
dick.
he's yes, he is a dick.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not the Dick.
Right.
Wow. Okay,
Okay.
guys. All right. So I'm gonna go holing on this.
Holing?
A holing. Half holy, half blessing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I like it. I'm always at a holy on Teen Titans, man, just because like I expect a certain type of book from this, and I give it a holy for the same reason that I give like Batgirl and the Birds of Prey a holy most times, because
They're just good books.
they're just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just fun books. I mean, they're kind of dopey and stupid, but they're really fun and just like I don't take him seriously at all. I feel like a little kid watching cartoons on Saturday morning again. So I love that. You didn't read this, did you, Trav?
Nope.
Travis was lazy this week.
Very
he didn't
lazy.
read anything.
Oh,
So
look out.
on that note, we have another one of Travis's books, and that is Hal Jordan and the GLC.
Calling me lazy and he only reviews one book.
Number 27. I know, right? Well, hold on there, because I reviewed one book on the other show, too.
Okay,
so
yeah.
2 books.
Whoa. Let's calm things down.
I know, yeah.
Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan, the GLC, number 27, Fall of the Gods. So, fully admitting here, I did not read number 28. Or, sorry, 26. So, I don't know the lead-in. I just know a little bit about it. So, my apologies if I missed something. Fall of the Gods, number 27. Golembot tries to kill Orion. Hal Jordan faces off with Golembot, but nothing will slow it down. Golembot powers up Omega Cannon slowly, while Jordan keeps trying to put distance between civilians and Orion and the Golembot.
Yeah.
A lot of
You're
random
doing good.
things happening there. Orion convinces Kyle and the local doctor to remove his heart so that the bot thinks that he's dead and will leave the planet. Okay. Doc and Kyle remove Orion's heart just as Golembot has fully powered his Omega cannons. Without Orion's heartbeat, the Golembot thinks it's completed its mission and boom tunes away.
Yes.
That takes a lot of the comic right there, and it's like something that I thought could have been taken care of much quicker. But it's actually kind of an interesting layout. So
Yeah,
that's
like
cool.
the page layout on this was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Meanwhile, back on the home world of the GLC, or as we know it, our lantern friend Mogo, the Doctor and Kyle continue to keep Orion alive. However, they still need to put that pesky heart back into his chest. The whole thing I was thinking was Operation.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz does it.
Yeah.
Before they do, though, Corps Leader Stewart wants to find out what's going on with the new gods and has one of his new recruits from the Sinestro Corps take a quick peek into Orion's mind. We find out that the enemy of the new gods is called Yuga Khan. Is that how you say it? Yuga Khan?
I agree.
It's
Yeah.
always
he's
Shaka
a-
Khan's brother.
Shaka Khan's brother. He's the ruler of the old gods and did unspeakable evil a long, long time ago. Yuga Khan's heirs overthrew him to claim their birthright as ruler, but Yuga Khan created a bunch of soldiers that would seek out his heirs and try to kill them. Yuga Khan's army was banished, but it appears that this army was actually the Golembots, and they're covered in nth metal now for some reason. They talk about the source wall too. It's kind of a funky layout. You'll have to read it to get more detail. But they are still programmed to kill Yuga Khan's heirs. So what does that have to do with anything? Well, we find out that Highfather is the son of Yuga Khan, so one of his heirs. And Highfather sent Orion after the GLC to aid them against these bots. So basically, it's a distress call of, hey, come help us. We're new gods, but we need your help to stop this from killing Highfather.
Yeah.
So the GLC, this makes Stewart kind of, John Stewart kind of uneasy because every time the Green Lantern Corps gets involved with the new gods, horrible things happen, planet-wide destruction, universe, going to crap, that whole thing. That old story with the GLC. But they have no choice because the new gods are always the first line of defense against Apocalypse and its armies. So it's the GLC to the aid of the new gods, but first they have to find out where Highfather is. Well, if it's a finding a needle in a haystack situation and it's against all insurmountable odds, call in Hal Jordan. I liked it. The art was pretty good. It was kind of weird. Like I don't know how to describe it, but I gave it a blessing.
Okay.
I didn't read the last issue, so I wasn't quite into it. But I'm not really digging the whole metal thing. Like
I really like the art.
Do you?
Yeah, I thought the art. I mean, the layout's just so cool looking.
Yeah.
The thing that I was confused with is because Orion is not lineage to Highfather.
No, he's not. He's
He's
Darkseid's
lineage to
son.
Darkseid.
Yeah. Which
So-
I've been trying to deal with that for the last couple of weeks. It's like they switched sons because Metron wanted to create a peace between
Right.
between
a New Genesis,
that's
and
right.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. So they really don't couldn't you just, now that they're adults, couldn't you just be like, yeah, we did that a long time ago.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, his son, Highfather's son, which is Mr. Miracle, has turned against Darkseid, so why wouldn't Orion do the same thing? Because we saw in Justice League Darkseid War that trade happen, and the boys walk past each other, and Mr. Miracle's scot-free is crying because he's a little boy that's going from New Genesis to this hell, which is Apocalypse.
Right.
Sure.
And Orion is this smug redhead, imagine Guy Gardner kind of kid walking towards New Genesis from hell, and he's like, what are you crying for, you little wuss? Like, you're never going to last a second back there.
Yeah, but then you have to also have to think like all those years of what's being put into Orion, because he's not really a bad guy. I mean, he's
I'm so lost right now.
He's I mean, and him and Mr. Miracle are mortal frenemies, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really like, they're not going to kill each other.
No.
I mean, and Orion calls him brother.
Yeah, but I mean, why wouldn't you just turn and go back to
Darkseid?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Planet, but
maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's got that fatherly bond with Highfather, and is part of the resistance to take out Darkseid, which you'll never fully kill Darkseid. But
True. Well,
yeah, there you go. What'd you guys think?
I didn't read it. Listen,
got a little busy. Oh, he's turned the mic
what
off.
was that, Travis?
Oh, crap. I turned off my mic.
I liked it. I went a wholly on this. This is probably my favorite book of the week.
Speaking of people with all controlling power,
You have the anti-life equation figured out and can
the
warp
anti-life
reality.
mixer right here.
The
The anti-mixer.
anti-mixer.
Yeah, but I give the art of freaking salvation. The panel layout in this reminds me of Titan's panel layout, where it's a lot of, there's not a straight line in it. You know, there's a lot of, and I like that. So
That last one, that's the actual Green Lantern symbol, is freaking amazing.
Really cool stuff there. So, all right, cool. We will move things on to our final book of the evening, and that, oh shit, what happened? Oh, okay, there it is. And
You're
that
messing
is,
around with all the little knobs
the
there.
knobs and the buttons and whatnot. Yeah. So the Flash number 29.
The negative Flash could apprehend shrapnel, but at the cost of the bikers' lives.
He's negative. I'm positive.
Hey, I was going to make that joke.
Yeah.
Good job. He semi-blames himself, and he semi-blames himself for the death of these bikers. And his healing power is not to 100%. The Flash gets a call from Kristen Kramer, his CSI partner, about the secret case that they're working for their boss, Singh. And then they're working with two detectives as well. Barry goes into work and finds out that all the cases had extensive blood work done.
And this is some cool looking art on this. I really like it. Oh, man, it kind of reminds me of The Button. Who did the art on this?
Man.
Man.
He's been doing it for a
And,
while. I think,
Christian Deuce.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Deuce. And so they meet the detectives to go over the case. Barry tells them that he will head over to the records room to see what else he can find. But when he gets there, everyone is about dead. He gets many of them to safety without using his powers of his speed force, or negative speed force.
Right.
He fears that if he goes negative again, he's just going to do more harm than good. Barry passes out. We will see what happens when he meets his new villain, Bloodwork.
Cool. That's kind of a funny name for the villain of a CSI blood work, you know, because he gets blood work done with the lab. And, okay, there's so many puns in this episode; it's awful.
Yeah, I like this. It was an episode of CSI, which is cool. It was kind of a good break from your normal Flash books. He's trying so hard not to go be the negative Flash. I still don't quite fully understand how long they're going to keep this negative Flash around, because he's not negative Flash in Justice League or anything like that. So, you know,
they're gonna have to resolve it in this. I mean, it can't bleed over other books. And it's not a cool enough thing to
and exactly what it is. I mean, he hasn't told anybody about it, which you would think that he would. I mean, so they can kind of figure it out. But I mean, it was a good book. I mean,
What would you rate it?
Frosted Flakes.
What did you? I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
I know it sounded like
So
I
is that-
said, "What
no,
did you eat with it?" But
Great, yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
so it's a holy then. Okay,
holy.
sure. Okay, cool. I like it. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. We are taking a hiatus, so we will be back.
Can you say that word again?
Hiatus. I don't know. Hiatus.
Okay. Hiatus?
We're taking a break, so we will be back in 2 weeks. I got to move next weekend, so it's going to be a fun weekend of moving shit and packing shit and unpacking shit and all the shit. So yeah, it's going to be fun. But we will be back in 2 weeks. Fortunately, we lucked out and it's annuals week on the week that I'm moving. We're probably still going to do a little episode covering all the annuals somewhere in there. It'll probably be me, Noah, and Ariel, since these two guys have big boy jobs where they work during the day and I work at night like a hooligan. So yeah, but we'll be back with your
like the noble raccoon. You work at night.
Yes. Yeah, like the noble trash panda.
Yes, exactly.
I work in the evenings.
Sly Cooper. Was that the video game Sly Cooper?
I don't know. What's that?
It was from like the PlayStation 1 era.
Oh, okay.
It was like a little thieving raccoon. And I think it was Sly Cooper.
I don't know. That sounds...
It was awesome.
Questionable.
Those games were fun. Those games were fun. I love the games like that and Crash Bandicoot. And
okay, cool. Yeah, I do like Crash.
I really want to get the new Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I do too. That sounds like a lot of fun. So we will be back on September 9th. You'll probably see the fruits of that labor on September 10th or 11th. So yeah, just stay tuned, and thanks as always for listening. We really do appreciate anyone who listens to us and comments and all this stuff. So we appreciate that. If you want to reach out to me, I'm at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com. Like I said, donate on patreon.com/nerdchurchradio or PayPal at nerdchurchradio.com. You can find me on Twitter at IndieComicBen. Travis, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at TritonTR. That's TRITONTR.
And Brad.
On Twitter as well. You can find me at nerddad_Brad.
Cool. And I'm actually a full-fledged member of another podcast that I used to just guest on, but I'm now a full host on it all the time. Glitch Therapy is a video game podcast. I'm on that every week. Just search Glitch Therapy in iTunes. We're on there talking about video games and all sorts of other inappropriate things. So, yeah, catch us there. And with that, I will say peace be with you.
And also with you.
Peace out, planet Earth.
Go forth and read comics.